Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a full face look on this look here. My lashes are kind of hiding my shadow, but I did use my Morphe Brushes 35O palette. I love this palette. It is a warm palette with shimmers and mattes. If you like warm shadows, this is definitely a palette you should own. Morphe Brushes does have it on their website, but it goes out of stock fairly frequently. So I think it's in stock right now, but by the time this video is up, it may already be sold out, but they restock it all the time. I just love the warm colors, and you get 35 shades for $22. So they're great, they're pigmented, they're buttery. They are great quality eyeshadows for a really low price. And I just swear by these palettes. I have a bunch of them and I love them. But the 35O is definitely my favorite. So I used those, and I used a new foundation, which is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I got a shade too dark for me, but I made it work, blended it out, and I actually really like the foundation. So I would highly recommend this. This is probably more for dry skin, but it is also oil free. So you could use it with oily skin, but it's water based. So just make sure you set it. Anyways, I really enjoyed creating this look, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching the tutorial. Please do not forget to subscribe before you leave if you haven't already. And if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and share to anybody in your life who loves makeup. I love you guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.
Hi everyone. Okay, so we're going to start by priming the eyes. I'm using the Urban Decay Potion Primer. I just put that on my finger and rub it all over my eyelid, and then with a pretty large lid brush, I will just rub that in so that it's all nice and blended and not creasing on the lid. Once that's all blended in, we will go in with our first shadow. I am taking a very light brown shade. It's like a beigey brown, and that's going to be my transition color. I am taking a large blending brush. In this case, I'm using the Sigma E35, and I am just taking that color all in my crease and upper crease. So we're going to do windshield wiper, hula hoop motions, you know the drill, going back and forth with that color to blend it out and make all of our other colors go on very blended and smoothly. Next, I'm taking a pretty rich brown. It's not too warm or too light. It's kind of neutral, but it is rich, and I am putting that right in the crease. I am using a Morphe M433 brush to do this. This brush for me works perfectly for putting a color in my crease, so I am going back and forth with that brown color to darken up that crease. Then I'm going to take a light brown and another darker but cooler tone brown, and I am going to put that using a tapered blending brush. I am using the Sigma E45, and I am taking that on the outer V, the crease, the lower crease, and the inner V of the eye. This is just going to create some dimension. We're going to put a color on top of this. So this is just a first step in doing so. But I feel like you have so many colors, why not use more? And we're going to go in with a nice rich red in a second. But this will help blending again and getting that red color on top. I am just going in with a fluffier blending brush to make sure that's blended out a little bit better. I like to use a tapered brush to get the color in place and then blend it out with a fluffier brush. So that is what I'm doing with this brush. And now we are going in with that red color. I wish these had names, but they don't. This is a nice deep red, and I am taking that blending brush and putting that where we put those two brown colors in the inner corner, the outer corner, and the lower crease. We're going to leave a part of our lid open, and another shade is going to go right on that lid. We're going to be making more of a halo shape with our eye today. So to do that, you have to kind of round out with your colors on the crease and the lid, and then leave that space open for the star of the show, which is this sparkly reddish cranberry shade. I love this color. I just sprayed my brush with a little bit of Fix Plus to give it a little bit more color and vibrancy. I am using my MAC 242 brush, which is my favorite lid brush to use. And I am going to dab that sparkly cranberry shade all over that blank space and taking it a little onto the red color as well. I am also bringing it all the way up to the crease to kind of round it out. So it's going to look like a nice round shape in the middle of the lid. We are not going to take it into the corner. So I am taking that tapered blending brush and just putting a little bit more red color on those spots and just flicking it inward so it's nice and blended out. We don't want just like a circle in the middle of the lid. We want it all to look blended, like it's gradually going into the sparkle and then back out. Again, doing the same thing on this eye, just dabbing the sparkly color on the middle of the lid. You can make it as vibrant as you want. You do not have to spray it with Fix Plus. I just find that doing that makes it stay longer and look so much nicer. So that is why I do that. And we will just take that up to the crease again, flicking it outward. Same thing as our other eye, and then going back in again with that red color to blend it all out. I like to go back in several times doing these steps. It just makes it the whole look so much better. So I will go back in with a large blending brush and put that lightest shade and round it all out up there. I go through every step a couple of times, but I do kind of fast forward through for you guys. So now I'm going in with my primer. We're going to give the eyes a rest for a second, and I'm going in with my Becca Backlight priming filter, tongue twister. And this is just a great primer, especially for the summer. It gives a nice sheen, like glisten to the skin without being like overly sparkly or anything. So I do love it for that reason. And then I'm going in with the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I'm using the shade Warm Beige. And this was the first time I had ever used it. So this is a new foundation for me. It's not new in general, but it is new for me. And I just dotted it all over my face and blended it in with a Real Techniques beauty sponge, a dampened one. And I really like these Real Technique beauty sponges. They're the fraction of the cost of a beauty blender, and I honestly like them better. So just a little helpful tip for you. If you don't want to spend $20 on a beauty blender, go find a Real Technique beauty sponge. I think they're $7 a piece, and you can get sets of 2 even. So I'm just taking my time to blend all of that into the skin. It takes a little while, so just take your time with it. You could use the makeup brush. I just find that getting that foundation into the skin is a beauty blender is definitely your best bet. Now I am going in with my concealer. I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Concealer. I love this this concealer more than any other concealer in the world. I use it to cover my under eye and for highlighting my face. The wand is the easiest wand to use. I have used it in most of my tutorials. I do like trying other concealers, so I do try some, and there are some that I like a lot, but this is definitely my favorite. So once I have that in all my usual spots under the eyes, on the forehead, the bridge of the nose, the cupid's bow, and the chin, I will take the other side of my Real Techniques beauty blender or beauty sponge, and I will blend all of that out. This is going to give the face an illusion of looking lighter in these areas and just making those areas pop when the light hits them. We will go in with some setting powder and some highlighting powder, but this is the first step into making those areas nice and bright. Once that is all blended out, we are going to go in with our RCMA no color powder, and I like to just take my Real Technique sponge and put that in all the areas that we put the concealer to set it. I have been doing this technique recently and I really like it. I was using a banana powder to set, but I like this. So I just leave this on for a little while. And while I go in with my bronzer, I'm going to take my Cheekathon palette, take the Hoola bronzer, and use my e.l.f. blending brush. This has quickly become my favorite contour brush. It has a beautiful shape to contour with, and you can even like blend your bronzer in with your contour using it, and it is like $4 at Walmart, so for that price it can't be beat, and it's one of my favorite brushes. Really love it. So I am just taking that brush and contouring with that powder, and then I am going to take my Real Techniques setting brush and I'm going to wipe away all of that no color powder. That wipes it all away so you can see how nice and light and setted, is that a word? Set it is. Now I'm going in with my MAC powder brush. It's a MAC 135 brush, and I'm going to bronze up my face using the Lorac TANtalizer bronzer. I have been loving this bronzer lately, and it's pretty much the only bronzer I have used, so I would highly recommend it. I think this one is in the shade Golden Glow, but I think it might only come in one shade, to be honest. So I like to bronze right over top of my contour and then bronze up my forehead and my chin with that, creating shadows, making my big forehead appear less big and kind of shaping that jawline. Now I'm going in with what I like to call my pre-highlight. This is the Hourglass Ambient lighting powder in Luminous Light, and I take that and I highlight my cheekbones, I highlight my forehead, I highlight my nose, I highlight my cupid's bow and my chin. I kind of just put this all over because I love the way it makes my face look, and I will go in with a more intense highlight in a second and some other places. So I'm going into my Champagne Glow palette by Becca and Jaclyn Hill, and I'm taking Champagne Pop, which is the OG color of the palette, and I am highlighting those cheekbones up around to the arch of the brow, and I will do the tip of my nose and my cupid's bow with this very intense highlight. So I get a nice glow with the Hourglass, and then I go in more intensely with the Champagne Pop. And for blush, I'm going in with my Morphe E4, my favorite blush brush, and I am going to take Rosé Spritz, and I'm going to mix in a little bit of Champagne Pop with that. That just makes your blush almost like a blush topper, but I love the way it looks. It gives even more highlight to the cheek area, and it is a beautiful blush shade as well. So that is what I've been using a lot lately, and I like to kind of just rub a little bit of blush on the bridge of my nose. It just makes you kind of look sun-kissed, so that's a new thing I've been doing lately that I really like. Now I'm going to finish my under eye with a flat definer brush. I'm using the Sigma E15 brush, and I'm taking that dark brown color we used in the Morphe palette, and I am just going to draw on a line on my under eye, and then I'm taking a pencil brush with the red color we used, and I am just blending those colors together to smoke that lower lash line out and kind of make the whole eye look very cohesive and smoky. This pencil brush is by MAC. It is a MAC 219. Now I'm going in with my Morphe M326 brush, and I'm highlighting the inner corners and the brows using Champagne Pop just to kind of tie all the highlight together. You could use a shimmery shadow. I like to use a highlighter sometimes, so that is what I'm doing. And then I'm going to line my waterlines with my Modster liner by Ardency N. I just kind of skip through it. I'll do a whole video dedicated to eyeliner soon, but yeah, just making that nice and dark on the waterline. And then I'm just going to put a coat of mascara using my L'Oreal Telescopic mascara on the upper and lower lashes, and then I'm going to pop on some falsies So I hopped on some House of Lashes Iconics. They are my favorite lashes, and I am spraying my face all over with the Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray. That is a fabulous setting spray, and you can also spray it on your face if you're really hot during the summer and your makeup feels like, you know, it needs a little oomph. And then I am putting on Jouer Skinny Dip Lip Topper to finish off the look. I hope you guys enjoyed this look as much as I enjoyed creating it, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much for watching.